Welcome back to Absolutely. My name is Benny, that is Sal, and that is Hassan. And today's episode is brought to you by Into the AM. Use the code Absolutely to get some amazingly comfortable t-shirts with awesome designs. Now today, I haven't done one of these in a while, and I realized a slight problem. I've made a clear stance to try and separate myself from social media because social media just arbitrarily makes me mad. Back in December, I jumped off of most of my social media. I also discovered I was spending 3 to 4 hours a day on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. I only caught this because my screen time told me that I've now gained back 3 to 4 hours, which explains how I have so much time to do things. It's one of the things that subconsciously I didn't realize I was doing, you know? But I realized a problem with this. Yeah. I don't see the bullshit rumors to make fun stories about, right?
You're out of the loop now. You've missed out on the world around you.
So I found a wonderful way to do this. If you guys are unaware, news articles have gotten so desperate, so desperate, that they take the slightest rumor and make whole, poorly written articles out of this whole thing. Okay? Like I was reading one article earlier, and the article was, I forget what it was, but it was like somebody, it was, what's the guy from Creed? Michael B.
Jonathan
Jordan?
Majors, Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
Michael B.
okay.
Jordan
That's
came
the
out with the
band?
Rum Brand. The Rum Brand had a name that was insensitive. And the whole article was about how he found out it was insensitive and what the problems with the word. I'm like, what did the word mean? You made a whole freaking article about this. And it was all of it was the whole story about how he found it out. And the very last paragraph was, it was a term used for Caribbean slaves. And I'm like, you couldn't just say that at some point in here? Like, you had to. It's a poorly written article to get me to read to the bottom. And
Give me the recipe. Don't tell me your life story.
Yes. Oh, my God. I hate those.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's a real issue. I've been cooking a lot. Every cookbook starts with, like, well, my mom raised me in Sicily with nothing.
I don't care.
I want to. How do I make my mozzarella sticks?
What's the measurements?
Where do I put the
Quarter of a
flavor
cup?
hot Cheeto packet in?
What?
So, I want what you're making. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm now getting those articles. I basically subscribe because I've been doing a lot of news feeds to keep track with the news. Because the problem with social media is it became how I got my news. So when I was kind of disconnected. My news. Because I always had to dig it up afterwards. Yeah. But I got an article, which made me almost want to get bricks because I was like, what? The article stated, Hulk actor refuses to come back for Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars.
Oh, no.
Right.
Goodness.
I was like, no way. No way after all that poor setup in She-Hulk, then Mark Ruffalo was like, I'm out. I think maybe Tatiana, can't pronounce her last name. Maybe
Mislani.
She-Hulk is out. Mislani, yeah. Maybe she's out, right?
Yeah.
What do you think the article references? Go ahead, because this is Benny's bullshit rumor mill. This is
Liv Tyler.
You think Liv Tyler? What do you think, Hassan? Who do you think doesn't want to come back?
Oh, obviously, it's the dead General Thunderbolt Ross because the original actor died.
That's a
what
good
they're
guess.
doing.
I'll give you that one. That's
Yeah.
a good guess.
Yeah, William Hurt.
William Hurt, yes, R.I.P.
No, I read through this entire article.
Edward
which
Norton.
is-
Wait, hold on. Edward Norton isn't Edward Norton. Sorry. I didn't even think about that.
No, it's not Edward Norton either.
Ah.
Go earlier.
Go earlier. Lou
Eric
Ferrigno
Bana?
doesn't want to come
Eric
back.
Bana says he doesn't want to come back.
Why would Eric Bana want to come back? Doesn't make any
So
sense.
I read this whole article, which explains everything that happened in She-Hulk, everything that's happened with Mark Ruffalo, the setup for Planet Hulk, how
Yep.
Mark Ruffalo wants to step down and let the other Hulks take charge and kind of lead the Hulk stuff, all that
Nice.
stuff. And I get to the ending, and it's like, so after looking through all of this, Eric Bana has stated that he will not be returning for his Hulk role in the Secret Wars Kang Dynasty. And I'm like, oh my God, it's worse than Twitter. You wrote a whole article about it.
And I got you.
At least
you
it-
clicked it.
At least if Discussing Film tweeted it, I would have seen Eric Bana will not come back, and that would have been the end of that.
Yeah, and it's like, no kidding. He'll never
Weird
come
that
back.
they'd want him back.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that.
What I'm
you know,
loving
because
is
Spider-Verse. We got to get some Hulks. All the
Nobody
Hulks,
wants Into the Hulkverse. I don't think anybody wants anything that resembles that.
right?
Planet Hulk into the Hulkverse instead of it being an
Yeah.
alien
Lou
thing. It's a
Ferrigno.
multiversal. Lou Ferrigno's back.
Lou
Eric
Ferrigno.
Bana.
But
They're
it's
gonna
like the
skip
normal
Eric
size
Bana.
Lou Ferrigno in like green paint, and everybody else is like a CGI Hulk that is 10 feet tall.
Yes.
But he has to fight them, and he wins. I would pay money to see that.
That would be great.
Yeah, no one ever expected that. It was that's Eric Bana did an interview with somebody, and they were like, "Hey, so like you've literally been in like a bunch of random sleepy dramas, and also you were like in that Star Trek like movie.
Right.
The only other thing I can ask you about is Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he apparently hated the experience. The whole thing went down. He's not coming back.
We did too.
I was also another article that was linked to, and I just saw, I'll throw the two bullshit in here. And this actually I kind of might believe, but Robert Downey Jr. is now refusing to return. Because
I've heard that too.
Because he knows that they need him, and he's upped his rates like insanely.
As he should, and they should pay him.
Yeah.
Yes. Hate to be that guy, but
he was getting $80 million a movie, and supposedly with the failure of Phase 4, him and his team know that they need him or somebody to come back and do an old role to kind of usher in things again. They did it wrong, and they're all upping their prices like insane.
Good, and I hope they get it because it's they shouldn't need them. They should have not needed them by now.
Yeah.
And they do, and I want to see them. That's the worst, is that I want to see them. Like, I want to see Iron Man again.
Well, because you know what? Here's the problem. Here's my issue with Endgame going into Phase 4.
Yeah.
Endgame ended it. They didn't leave us on another cliffhanger. We didn't get a hint at another villain. We didn't get to see the new Avengers rising like at the end of Age of Ultron. A lot of people just said, I'm done after Endgame because you ended it. You literally ended it. Like it was.
I'm cool with an ending, but like that teaser I remember when they were like so proud of themselves, they were like, the end is just Iron Man like clanging away because it's homaging the first movie. It has nothing to do with anything. And everyone's like, oh, okay, cool. So you really you closed it end to end. And they're like, yeah, we're so proud of ourselves. Aren't we so smart?
I felt a little bit different because Spider-Man Far From Home came out the month after it.
That's true,
It was like
and that was very much like
later. And then it was like the almost eulogy, the prologue to the story, queuing up into the next like Spider-Man potential adventure with the wait, what the? And then it ends with him, his identity being revealed. But then COVID happened right after that. Then nothing else happened. COVID happened. So I think that's why we feel that way, because there was like everything after that was COVID production cycle. Other than Spider-Man No Way Home, which feels
everything
like,
went away for 2 years. You're right.
It went away. Yeah. So I always wonder, like, what would the world have been like movie-wise? Would we still be in this MCU golden era had it not happened? Because that 2-year stall time, you got to wonder what executives got involved. Things were greenlit and moving forward. And they're like, wait, no. Now that I have time to look over these papers, I'm too busy looking at stocks numbers. Now I'm going to get involved here in changing narratives and like directions they could go in. Because like,
I mean, what was it, 17 or 18 movies and shows that came out? I wonder if that had been spread instead of having a condensed 2-year span. What if Phase 4 had been 2020? To 2023. Like they had room to breathe and could spend time on things.
It would have been so interesting, and I feel like that's always the conversation. Like how would they have done things differently? Because we do know certain projects had production issues, but go further than that. Even the writing of it, right? You have to write with production issues in mind. Therefore, certain characters cannot be on screen at the same time. You have to have this. You got to have creative block shooting, creative directors. So like, the vision of Endgame, the vision of Far From Home, and the way that it moves, the way that those movies feel, will always be different than the post landscape. And even now, we're getting back into it, but it's still not. Something about it is still not there. Like I think
it doesn't feel the same.
It doesn't. And Spider-Man No Way Home is a COVID movie technically. Like they had to wear masks on set, they had to be distances apart, and you wonder, with those actors on screen, how much more interacting would there have been? How much more movement would there have been had it not been that? And that was tail end of COVID. That's vaccinated, masked up COVID.
Yeah,
I wonder what would have happened if Disney was involved, like more directly, because that was definitely still a Sony project. Is the problem with Spider-Man Far From Home or No Way Home?
Far From and No Way Home. Well, Far From Home was not was a COVID-free project. No Way Home was a fully COVID. The reason Andrew Garfield, we got leaked that he was in the movie the first time was because a DoorDash driver went to his place in Atlanta because he couldn't go out and eat food, and he was like, "Sorry, please step away from me. Sorry, I'm not here in Atlanta. You didn't see anybody. Apologies. Get away from me."
I need pizza.
He's like, I'm here for my pizza. It's pizza time. He's like, "Oh, he said the thing." He's like, "I'm not that Spider-Man. Sorry, wrong guy." Close the door on him. But I do. Yeah, you wonder what would look differently, and No Way Home has a weak first act and then like such a bombastic second and third. I think it's a perfect movie, but you wonder, like, do we feel that way because of COVID or because Endgame ended the book on it?
I know. Yeah. I think COVID really put a monkey wrench in things. We're still trying to recapture. I think they're still trying to get their sea legs about like how to make a solid production. I mean, like. Yeah. And I think they were also it's a combination of both getting their sea legs back, but also them going like, I think we figured it out. We're gonna shoot this like it's a choose your own adventure movie, and then we'll decide what the ending's gonna be like right before we released the movie. Like, no. Like you got to get back to like sticking
Well,
with the narrative. And being
Ant-Man
happy with
changed. I looked into those leaks you were talking about. Ant-Man changed a month before release.
Oh
it.
yeah.
No, you got to stick with your movie.
It's crazy. We're talking like they were processing and exporting the movie probably on the night of the premiere. Like,
Yeah.
realistically, if you look at that time frame, there's no way they did it otherwise. When you look at a movie that big and the edits they need to, and we know how long it takes to process stuff on Final Cuts. Like even the most advanced editing software, they had to let that movie sit for a week. They had to film it for a week. They had to get the CG ready for it for a week. Just imagine that process of like, right down to the wire. Mm-hmm. I just read something stupid in chat, and it made me giggle because I thought it was a spoiler. They're mad at us for saying spoilers. Ant-Man's been out for a while. Spoilers, they did change the ending. We don't have to say what the ending is.
No, it's true.
Somebody in chat said Ant-Man and Kang banged, and that's what I was laughing at by accident.
Well, on that note, because this was a movie. We're a movie now. We're a movie production. This was a video about the bullshit rumors that have gotten around. So I do think we could have a discussion at some point about what it would. Did Endgame truly just end the MCU? Because I wondered the same question about the DCEU. All the movies coming out now were supposed to come out in 2020.
Yeah.
Like, what could it, like if they didn't change the Flash 9 times?
You're right.
What could have been, right?
Yeah.
Because I think Michael Keaton was primed when they started production. This is our new Batman. This is who we're rocking with. He's going to be the Batman moving forward. Yeah. And then everything changed. He's out. He's not Batman. Sorry.
DC was so in flux that Henry Cavill was back for 3 weeks and then out again.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, we are absolutely. I hope you. What do you guys think about the Eric Bana rumor or the Robert Downey Jr. rumor? Are you disappointed we won't be getting Eric Bana in Secret Wars? Are you disappointed that Robert Downey Jr. wants more money? Let me know in the comments down below. And like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We'll see you next time.